Previously on Trash Dimensions. What's going on?
My name is Claire. I am the CEO of Nokia. After you escaped, we received a signal from another Earth that's been abandoned for years.
I hate to break it to you all, but after traveling and fixing realities, I have learned to know when to go.
I am Gummitron.
Distract him while I try to get the digital defenses back online. We will hold him out, so you must go and make sure he won't get his hands on our technology.
Prepare for fiery death.
I will not go down like this, not before I have completed my collection.
The ship can't handle the vortex. You need to exit it before it's too late.
TF2's shotguns are great. They all feel very good to use. You got your reliable stock that deals great damage at a decent range, Widowmaker that rewards your good aim, and reserve shooter that just exists at this point. They are all very fun to use, but my personal favorite shotgun in the entire game is the Panic Attack. It's just a great Sidegrade that sometimes feels like an upgrade to the stock shotgun, but in certain scenarios it doesn't feel that way. Last summer I got Hell's on for it, and I thought why not make a video explaining why this gun is just that great and fun to use. But as always, we must start with the stats. Panic Attack is a multi-class weapon and 4 of the classes can use the unlock. It fires 50% more bullets than a regular shotgun, it deploys faster and fires a wide fixed pattern, and for downsides it deals 20% less damage and successive shots become less accurate, meaning that the spread becomes bigger. Panic Attack was added to the game in the Mismatch 2014 update and it used to work very differently. You started with 0 clip size but could load up to 4 shells and shoot them all of them at once. It wasn't really that great, so it received some buffs in the gunmetal update and was reworked, so now that it could hold those 4 shells before you go let go of the trigger. The weapon was still fairly bad, so it got a complete rework in the Jungle Inferno update, making it similar to how it now functions, and at the Blue Moon update it received few buffs like reducing the force case shot pattern by 40% and reducing the damage penalty from 30 to 20%, where it has remained the same ever since that day.
Run home to mama!
This shotgun is simple. Get closer to the enemy to deal more damage. Compared to stock, which max damage is 90, this weapon deals 108, which may seem not that big of a difference, but really changes different thresholds. For example, with stock or any other shotgun you need 4 shots to kill a full HP heavy, but with Panic Attack you only need 3, and it really helps that the Fatso is a big target. You can now 2-shot soldiers and Demonite who don't have Eyelander, which makes a big difference. That 50% faster deploy rate also makes it an excellent combo weapon for classes like Pyro and Soldier. You first soft them up with your primary weapon, whether it is with flames or rockets, and then swap to this weapon to finish them off fast. I also like how this weapon eliminates randomness and adds consistency to your shots. In casual, random bullet spread is naturally armed, means that even if you have your crosshair on the target, some of the shells might miss. But with this weapon you don't need to worry about gambling while you're shooting the enemy and can leave it to the actual gambling mechanic. But despite really loving this shotgun, it's a Sidegrade for a reason, as that pattern gets wider the more you hit the target, meaning that if you're not at a breathing distance, that consistent damage starts going down pretty fast. I usually agree with Uncle Dan on most things, but this weapon is not better than the stock for NG. Compared to the 3 other classes, Engineer uses the shotgun as his primary, and you most of the time will want to keep that healthy distance between the enemy, but because this weapon will require you to be very close to them, it usually lowers your overall damage. Now to fix this you will need to stop firing for a second or quickly switch weapons, but for certain cases like Fat Scout it's better to use different unlocks that do better in longer fights, as you can't really combo with your minigun now, can you? And for NG you need to use the pistol more to replace the mid-range damage, as this weapon is more useful at closer ranges. And sometimes when you want to take advantage of the extra damage you simply too slow as these two classes to close the distance. Now I don't want to claim that this weapon is useless for the engineer, as it has its uses. It's very good in enclosed spaces and can work as a great ambush weapon, as that allows you to get close to the enemy's face. And it's pretty decent spy checking unlock, as even if one pellet hits that invisible Frenchie, it will reveal him. But I'd say use the weapon when the situation calls for it and use unlocks that fit the moment better. And that's my general talks on this weapon mainly from the NG mains view. It's a great Sidegrade that while not always useful on certain classes, it's most of the time good on others. While my views have changed a bit over the years on it, I still think the rework it received made it a much better weapon and actually gave it some clear uses and advantages. But as always, stock is the default option in most cases, even in casual where random bullet spread is a thing. Now before I end this video and continue the story, I want to thank everyone for the positive feedback that my Gmod animation got. I worked pretty hard on it last month and getting this many positive comments make me happy, so if you want to see a slightly janky but fun Gmod animation, I recommend checking it out. So like the video if you enjoyed it, comment down below your own talks regarding its unlock, subscribe for more TF2 and have a nice day.
Hello there, friend. Interested in buying some high-quality metal?
Hello. No, I'm not really looking for that.
Ah, don't say that. You do look like a person who would want some scrap.
Why not take this then, as it doesn't work anymore?
Thanks, partner. Say, you look pretty beat up. What happened with you exactly?
Well, I had to fight off some war lunatic in some alternative reality and crash my ship nearby. During the landing my ship's AI got damaged, so it will be rather difficult to get back home without her.
A dimensional traveler? I might have something that might solve your problem.
Really?
I one day found this on a pile of scrap. Thought about taking it apart and selling them, but I do believe it might just fit your need.
Well, I guess it's worth a shot. Here goes nothing.
Man, I really do hate explosives. What's this? Hell yeah, I am in a new ship. Look at these sweet wings.
Thank you. I seem to have dropped my wallet, so I can't really pay for this.
Well, if that's the case, how about you take me with you?
What?
I've always thought about what different worlds look like, and there are already 2 seats.
I don't know, it can get pretty hectic at times.
Look, I am a mechanic, and I sell scrap. I got this.
That doesn't really make sense.
So?
Alright, I guess that works for me. Say, I never catch your name.
My serial number is SCN5000, but my friends call me Scrap-Noid 5K.
The name's Trashbot 8K.
Alright, friend, this is going to be so exciting! Let's go and explore brand new worlds!